Um, it's me Eric again with that same smile and aspect of encouraging my own youths of today, my generation, and my fellow college kids because I believe we are the future leaders of tomorrow, and I know we have good things at hand, and I know we have a lot of aspects that we want to put forward, and I know we have a lot of attitude or encouragement or strength in us or some talents, but we don't know, and sometimes we are confused not of what to do but the decision we have to make when we are faced with those circumstances. Either being a graduate or a non-graduate, or as a youth, we have decisions to make in life. And now that you are facing, for a graduate, now that you are facing, you just graduated, and you are facing with a million of choices every day on what type of decision to make, because your whole life through your school here, your youth, or your infant time, or your college level, by the time you graduated, decisions were being made by your parents on how you were, you had to go with your life, on how your education process had to go through. That decision had to be in any other way, maybe by words or by paying your tuition. Now that you graduated, you have that aspect of making that decision yourself. But now, how do you go about with those million decisions that you face within yourself? I have few tips that I would like to give my fellow college students or my fellow youths of this generation, that you should consider while you make a decision. Get advice from people who have proven tracks of record, of making good decisions in their own lives. Look at role models, look at what they have gone through, try to see if you can ask them questions on what they have done when they were when they encounter a situation like that, when you are confused, because you don't want to make the wrong choice in that decision you're making, because as soon as you make the decision already, that's it, you can't reverse it. It's not like a tape where you say, okay, let me rewind it. There's no way, you made it already, and at that point you have to face it. Use the Bible as a guide. Most important, will your decision please God? For example, it is based on your pure motive and the desire to follow His purpose, or it is based on your desire for money or status. That is your choice on the decision you want to make. Do you want to make it based on what God wants you to as a whole, or do you want to just because of money, that's why you're making that decision, or because of your status, maybe in your family, maybe you are the first, or maybe everybody is looking up to you? All those type of things now comes as a reflect when you're making those decisions. You try to consider all those things. How will your decision affect others? Why you can make all your choices based on what others want? It is always good to consider others as much as possible. As I said, your family is the closest neighbor that you have. When you are making a decision, you look at your connection or your relationship to your family. You consider them when you're trying to make those decisions, because you don't want to make a decision that will affect your family or will derive that love that you have towards your family, or you don't want to make a decision that will separate you from your family, which is family is an important thing we have as a whole. Nothing is most important than our family, so we need to consider that before we make a decision. Pray. Most important thing, pray, and pray some more. God is a creator of wisdom, so when you talk to Him about your decision, you are seeking guidance from the best source in the whole wide universe, in this created earth. The best source. If God can take you through your life, your day to day, means He can be there whenever you have something to do, whenever you have a decision to make. He is the best source you can go to, and I trust you to reflect on that, and I bet you that He will give you the best answer you deserve when you reflect or when you go towards Him or when you seek His guidance when you are making those decisions in life. For life is not easy, but life is always determined on the decision we make and how we, man or youths of this generation of today, future leaders of tomorrow, decision we make reflect on what we think of it. So we should make our decision wisely and seek God's guidance as the best source we can have. Making decision is never easy, especially ones, the ones that will affect you the rest of your life. You don't want to make a mistake with that. So think before you react. You don't want to say "if I knew" when the action is gone. God is ready and willing to guide you through your decision. There's His word. You have prayers. The advice of wise people that He placed in front of you. It may be your family or your dad or your mom. All those people He placed in your track of direction to advise you is the best source you can have. All those model, all those people who have gone through a situation like that. When you seek His wisdom, He will never fail to provide. So brothers and sisters, my point is always the fact that I don't want us, the youth of today, to be failure tomorrow. So every minute I just try to cry that we think before we make a decision. I've given you the best source I can have. Reflect yourself. Ask people who have gone through that path as a model. Pray again and again. Ask God for guidance. For you are faced with million choices. You are confused. But I think towards Him by sending all those people that He placed in your family or in your way of going or your path, you can get the best decision if you are confused. For you don't want to make a decision that will hinder you tomorrow, because the decision you make right now determines your future, determines that of your kids if you want to build up a family. So you don't want to make a wrong decision determined on the circumstances. But please reflect on the best source, which is God's guidance, the best source, which is the people that have gone through these things in life. Thank you.